Hey guys, it's K7. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, because I am, because today I'm going to be showing you guys how to randomize Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Sun and Moon. You'll be able to randomize all of these after you're done watching this video. Now, I've been getting plenty of requests asking me how to randomize Pokemon games. So today, for all of you, this will be a very good day. Now, this is specific for the Citra emulator. In the future, I will be doing some CFW videos showing you how to do this on there as well. But I figured since you guys want randomization, Pokemon catching or animal catching for your Citra playing, because most of you are watching the Citra emulator videos and doing all that good stuff here on the channel, I thought I'd help you guys out to randomize. So today I'll be showing you guys how to randomize all of these Pokemon games on the Citra emulator. Sit back, relax, and let's get started. Welcome to part 1 of the video tutorial, of which I will be covering Pokemon Omega Ruby / Alpha Sapphire, which they are essentially the same game. I will be covering this one first, but I will also be covering Pokemon Ultra Sun / Ultra Moon as well. If you want to skip on over to the Pokemon Ultra Sun / Ultra Moon tutorial, then you can click the timestamp down in the links in the description, and that will fast forward you on over to part 2 of this video. But for those of you who are using Pokemon Omega Ruby / Alpha Sapphire, we can continue here. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is Pack Hack and PK3DS, both of which you can find down in the links in the description. I've left those links for you, so the only thing you'll need to do is go to download those files. Once you've downloaded both files, you can either put them on a desktop or the documents. You will need to extract them, so you will need an extraction tool, of which I've also left down in the links in the description. Once you've downloaded them, extract them. You will get 2 folders, Pack English V9 and PK3DS. But the one we're interested in right now is the Pack English V9 folder. You're going to open that folder and go into your Pack Hack folder. Once you go into your Pack Hack folder, you will see a few exe icons there, but the one you will need is the setup exe. Click on your setup exe to set up the program. I've already done this, so I no longer need to, but it's pretty quick and simple. So once you install it, you can then close the installation window. You're now done with this step. Now that you've installed your hacking tools, you will now need a Citra emulator game in order to extract files from. You will need Pokemon Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire in the 3DS Citra emulator playable format. If you don't have either, you can go down to the links in the description, and there you will find the place of which you can download these Citra emulator playable 3DS games. So if you don't have either one or the two, both games are down in the links in the description, and they also have already been converted. You're welcome. Once you have your game, insert it into the folder, as you can see here. So it should look like this. Name it something really short. As you can see, I've named mine POR, short for Pokemon Omega Ruby. For you, name it whatever you'd like, but keep it short because you'll have to enter the name of the game within the program, and you don't want it to be too long. So once you've renamed it, you're all done. So once you've renamed and placed your game within the folder, you now want to open the program by clicking on the Pack Hack exe to open it. Once it opens, you'll get a window like this. The program has a few options, but the option that we're interested in is the dump options. So type in the capitalized D and hit enter. Once you hit enter, you will now need to place the name of the game of whatever you've named it into this window. So if you've named it capital POR, like I have, then place capital POR in this window. If you've named it whatever you've named it, make sure it's specifically whatever you've named it and place it right here in this window. Once you do that, hit enter and then press the letter N and then press enter again. Once you hit enter, a message will pop up saying, please wait, extracting in progress. This will take 10 or 15 to 20 minutes depending on your computers, but it is extracting the files from within the Citra Emulator 3DS file, so it'll take some time, but be patient and it will finish. Don't touch anything and just wait for it to finish. Once it's finished, you'll get a message saying, extraction done. Press any key to continue. Press any key to continue and close this program out. You're finished with it for now. Now if you take a look back in the PackHack folder, you'll see that the program has now extracted plenty of files. There are a lot of files here that you'll be needing in order to randomize your game. So make sure not to delete or mess with anything because you'll be needing all of these files. So what you want to do is highlight everything. So you're going to click within the folder window and then you're going to hit Ctrl+A to highlight everything. But you're going to want to deselect a few items because you're not going to need everything. You're just going to need the files that you need in order to start your randomization. But first, we'll need to create a folder. So click on your desktop or your documents and create a folder and name it Pokemon Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire Extracted Game. Or name it whatever you want, but that's what I've named mine here. Open the folder and then take the game files and place them over into the newly created folder. So once again, hit Ctrl+A to copy everything and then hold the control button. Then left click on the clean tool, that'll deselect it. Left click on the PackHack exe that runs the program to deselect it. Also deselect the game that you extracted from and the setup exe. Take the rest of the remaining files and drag them over into the newly created folder. Once you've done that, you're all done for now. You'd want to keep both windows open like you see here on both sides of the screen because you'll be needing that very same window later on. You now want to locate your PK3DS. After locating your PK3DS, open the folder and open the program. Double click the exe PK3DS and this will open the program. Once you open the program, you'll see that it has a few options here, but you won't be able to do anything with the program until you insert a game into it. And this is where the newly created folder will come in. You could either click on File to locate the newly created folder that you just created with your newly extracted placed files in it that way, or you can just go to the folder itself and then drag it into the program. Either one will work, but I will be dragging my folder into the program directly instead of using the file option because it's much easier this way. So locate the folder and drag it in or use file to locate it. Either one will work. Once you do that, the program will identify whatever game that you've placed within it. It'll take a few seconds to load up, but as you can see for me, the game has been identified. It may be in red, but trust me, this will work. So you don't need to worry because it's being displayed down in the middle instead of at the top of the program. Once the files have been inserted, you'll see that there's plenty of options that you can choose from. But today, we will be mainly focusing on the trainers and the wild encounters randomizations. In the future, I will be doing more tutorials on some of the other options, but for now, we will be focusing on the wild encounters and the trainer's randomizations to keep the video a little shorter, and also because these are the most fun. So after you've dragged and dropped your game or inserted it through the file way into the program, you then want to click Wild Encounters. Give it a few seconds and a window will appear. Be patient if it's taking you a bit of time. Depending on your computer, the window could take some time to open, but it will open. Be patient. Don't touch anything until this window opens. Once the window opens, you can see that a very complicated looking window will appear that has many configuration options that will allow you to randomize anything that you want within the game. You can do this manually, or you could just click Randomize All and the program will do it for you. But if you want to go pro and have anything specific exactly the way you want it, you can take your time and go through everything and then just hit OK when you're finished. But as I said, there'll be tutorials on stuff like that in the future. But for now, we're going to be focusing on the Randomize All button. Click the Randomize All button on the top right hand corner, as you can see here. Click on that, hit yes, and then hit OK. Once you do that, you can close this window. Give it a little bit of time to configure the settings that you've just requested the program to do. Randomize All. It'll take a little bit of time for it to configure, but it'll finish. Wait a little bit and then you'll be able to access the program again. It'll be grayed out at first because it's loading and entering those settings. So just wait for it and let it finish. Once it finishes, everything will be highlightable once again. Once everything becomes highlightable once again, you're going to click on the trainer's randomizations options. Once you click on that, it'll take a few seconds for the window to open. Once it's open, you're going to do the same thing exactly as you did once again. You're going to click on the Randomize All options. Hit yes, hit OK, and then close the window. Now essentially, you're done. Here's why I would like to explain why I split the video into two parts, because there are essential differences between the two randomization options. So I thought it was a good idea to split it up into two parts so that there will be no confusions, and trying to do it the same way with two different games, it won't work in the same way. Okay, let's get back to it. So now you're essentially done with this program, but you don't want to close it. You want to hit the little underscore button next to the box and the X to close it down, because the program is still working on your changes, so you don't want to close it. You want to close it down though to get it out of the way. Once you close it down, you want to go back into the folder that you just created that you put your extracted files into. You want to once again highlight all of your extracted files by hitting Ctrl+A, grab those files and place them back into the PackHack folder. So once you place all of the files back within the PackHack folder, you can close up the newly created window folder that you used to hold your files before, because you're done with it. The only folder you'll be needing now is the PackHack folder. So now that you've replaced your extracted files back within the PackHack folder, you want to now reopen your PackHack program. Double click the exe to open it. Once the window opens, you want to hit the R button. Make sure it's capitalized. So press capitalized R and then hit enter. The R stands for recompile or rebuild, because we are going to be rebuilding the game. So hit the R button, make sure it's capital, and hit enter. Once you hit enter, you will need to give your newly created game a name. So name it whatever you'd like. For me, I will be naming mine Omega R. But make sure when you're putting the name in, make sure it's all lowercase. And make sure there's no spaces in between. Once you're finished, hit enter. Once you hit enter, a message will pop up telling you that the rebuild is in progress and to please wait. It will finish. Give it some time. This progress will take about 10 to 15 to 20 minutes depending on your computer. Don't touch anything, wait till it's done, and be patient. Once it's finished, you'll get a new message that tells you that your rebuild has been completed and that it's done, and to hit any key to continue. Hit any key to continue and close the program. You're finished with it. Now if you take a look back into the extracted files folder, you will see your newly rebuilt game, whatever you named it, plus the underscore edit at the end, letting you know that the program has edited and rebuilt your game. The only thing that's left to do is to try it out. So double click on the newly built 3DS EXE to start the game. So as you can see, it works. As you can see, you saw some pretty interesting animals there in the beginning of the game. You saw a star raptor, a cloister, and there's plenty of other interesting wild animals slash Pokemon to catch in the grass. It's pretty fun. And you could also see that the randomization of the trainers work as well. As you saw in that random battle, they turned into the Team Aqua, Team Plasma members. So that's pretty funny. The trainers also have much better Pokemon to battle with as well, so it's much more interesting and lots of fun. So okay guys, I hope this tutorial was helpful to you, and I hope you guys will enjoy playing your new Pokemon Omega Ruby / Alpha Sapphire with optimized randomizations. Also, make sure to smash that like button, for this video took a lot of effort and it took me a lot of work to put this video together, so I would really appreciate it. Okay then guys, take care. Moving on to part 2 of the tutorial. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, welcome to the Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon randomization tutorial. You will need two things in order for this to work. You will need PackHack and PK3DS, of which you can find both in the links down in the description. Go down there and download those two. Once you've downloaded those, you're going to extract them both. Once you have extracted them, if you don't have an extraction program, I'll also leave a link for WinRAR or 7-zip down in the links in the description as well. Right click on the file, scroll down to extract the files, and then go into Pack English V9, then go into the PackHack folder. Once you go into the PackHack folder, you're going to click on the setup button. I have already done this, but click on it and install the setup. Once you've installed the setup, you're pretty much done. You will now need a game to extract files from. You will need a 3DS Ctrl playable file in order to do this. If you don't have a game of your own, you can go down to the links in the description and download either Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, or Omega Ruby, all of which you can find down in the links in the description that are already in Citra emulator playable format form. So you don't need to worry about converting them because they have already been converted for you. Once you have your game, you want to then place it into the folder like you see the one here. As you can see, this is Pokemon Ultra Sun. I have named it PUS for short. You should do the same because you will need to place the name of the game into the extraction program. So you want the name to be short. Once you've renamed your file, you then can open the PackHack program. Once you open the program, you want to press D. This will dump your Citra emulator game files. Once you hit D, press enter. Now you want to put the whole name of whatever you named it in exactly how you see it. For me, it's PUS all capitals. Whatever you named it, make sure you do the same. You could either copy and paste it or type it in. You could do either one you want, but for me, I'll just type it in. There's no need to copy and paste it. It's really short. So it's PUS for me, all capital letters. Hit enter. Press N for no and hit enter again. After you hit enter, you will see a message that pops up that says, please wait, extracting in progress. This could take 10 to 15 to 20 minutes depending on your computer, but be patient. Don't touch anything and wait patiently until it's finished. It'll take a little bit of time, but it will get finished. Once it's finished, it'll say extraction done. Hit any key to continue. Hit any key and then you can close this window. Now if you take a look in the extraction folder, you'll see a bunch of newly extracted files that have been extracted from your Citra emulator playable game. You will be needing these files in order to start randomizing your game. So make sure you don't delete anything, you don't move anything, just make sure that everything is here as you see here. If you're using Pokemon Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon, you'll see folders exactly like this and files exactly like this. So if you've extracted everything correctly, you'll see it as you see it here. So what you want to do now is create a folder either on the desktop or in documents and name it whatever Pokemon game that you're using and add at the end extracted game. And that'll be just fine for me, but you can name yours whatever you'd like. So what you want to do now is click inside of the folder where you've extracted your game files and hit Ctrl+A, or just hold the left click and drag up, but it's easier to just hit Ctrl+A. This will highlight all of your files. Once you've highlighted all of your files, you will need to deselect a few files because you will not be needing all of them. So what you want to do is, after you've hit Ctrl+A and highlighted all of your files, you want to hold the Control button and deselect the Clean tool, the hacking program, exe that opens the program, your Citrix emulator playable file, and the setup. After you've done that, drag the rest of the files into the newly created folder. Inside the folder, you should have files exactly like this for Pokemon Ultra Sun users. You should have these exact files in this exact order. If it is not in this exact order, then you should go back and re-extract again. Make sure you did everything correctly, because you should have everything you see here. So make sure you do. Once you have your files, you're all set. So now you need to go to your next step, which is the PK3DS folder. Go there if you have not yet already extract it, and open the program. Click on the PK3DS exe. Once the program opens, you'll see that it has lots of options, but it's grayed out and you can't do anything yet until you have inserted the game into the program. So what you want to do is either hit the file button in the top left hand corner of the screen and find the folder that you've extracted your newly placed files into and place them into the new folder that you created and find it that way, or you can just drag the newly created folder with the files that you just extracted into the program. And this is the method that I'm going to be using. So find your folder and just drag it into the program. Hit OK and you will see that it now says Pokemon Ultra Sun. It recognizes the game that you've inserted. And as you can see, everything has now been highlighted. Now we can begin our randomization options. In this tutorial, I will only be focusing on the Wild Encounters randomizations and the Trainer randomizations. The other randomizations will be shown how to use in a future tutorial. For now, we'll be using just the Wild Encounters and the Trainers randomizations, just so you know. So we're going to click on Wild Encounters. Give it a few seconds and it'll open. Once the window opens, you'll see a bunch of options of which you can edit manually, make changes yourself, and do all the necessary steps to get your randomization perfect to exactly how you want it. But if you just want to randomize and have the program do it for you, then you can just click on Randomize All. But before you do that, if you look down in the bottom left hand corner side of the screen, you will see a box with a lot of check marks in it, which says Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 4, Gen 5, Gen 6, and Gen 7 Event Legends, Game Legends, and Pokemon Mega Evolution forms as well. You want to click on the ones that you want to be within the game. If you want Gen 1, if you want Gen 2, if you want Gen 3, and so forth, then just click whatever you'd like, and then you want to click Randomize All, which you can see in the top right hand corner of your screen. So after you've chosen which gens you want and which type of Pokemon that you want to appear within the game, then you want to click on Randomize All. Hit yes and then OK. You can now close this window out. Give it a few seconds to load. When everything turns from gray to back solid again, it's finished loading. Now we want to click on the Trainers randomizations options. Give it a few seconds to open and it'll open. Once the window opens, we can now see a few options, once again, which we can edit individually, or we can just randomize everything randomly. So to the right of this, you'll see two tabs, one that says Trainer and another tab that says Randomize Options. We want to click on that one. More options will appear and we want to click on Randomize All. Hit yes and OK. You can now close this window. You're now finished with PK3DS, but don't close it. Just hit the underscore button at the top right hand corner of the screen so you can close the window down, because it is still currently editing the files, so you don't want to close the program just yet. So we do want to close it down just so that we can get it out of the way, because we're done with it for now. Once you've closed the PK3DS, you want to go back into the folder of which you have moved your extracted files into. You want to highlight everything, hit Ctrl+A, and then place them back into the PackHack folder where they were once extracted. Drag and drop them back into that folder. You can now close the newly created folder that you had the game files in once before out. Once you've placed the files back into the original folder, we want to then reopen the PackHack 3DS program. We're going to type a capital R and hit enter. The R stands for recompile or rebuild, because we're going to be rebuilding a new copy of a fully edited game that we just randomized. So hit R, make sure it's capital, and hit enter. Now here we will be wanting to name the game something. Whatever it is, it could be short, it could be long, it could be whatever. Let's just name it something and make it simple. Make sure it's all lowercase letters, and make sure that there's no spaces in between either. Once you've done that, hit enter. In my case, I will name it PUSE, and that stands for Pokemon Ultra Sun Edited. Once again, make sure it's all lowercase. Once you've typed in the name of whatever you want to name it, hit enter. Once you hit enter, you'll get a message coming up that says, please wait, rebuilding in progress. This will take 10 to 20 minutes depending on your computer, but just wait, be patient, and it will finish. Once it's finished, you'll get a notice letting you know that it's all done. It'll say press any key to continue, so press any key to continue, and then you can close out this program because you're all done with it. Now, if we take a look back in our extraction folder, we can now see that we have rebuilt our newly randomized edited game. The only thing we need to do now is test it. as you can see, it works. As you saw in the first challenge cave, I fought a Blastoise. And when fighting the boss, as you saw, I fought a Skunkfish and a Shellos. And when I came out to leave, that last encounter you saw, I encountered a Spiritomb. And of course the Pokemon I was using was Regice. And I caught it myself with the Pokeball with full health. The randomized trainers are working as well, which is pretty cool, and they have better Pokemon/animals to battle with, so you'll have plenty of fun doing this, and you won't want to go back to playing the game normally ever again. Well, okay guys, that's gonna wrap up things for this tutorial. I hope it was helpful to you. If you have any questions, leave your comments down in the comment section below, and I'll get to them when I can. Also, make sure to smash that like button, for this video took me a lot of effort, time, and dedication to make. So if you guys could smash that like button and help me reach 1,000 likes for this video, I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Also, I'd like to hear from you guys. Would you guys like me to continue making Pokemon tutorials? Do you guys think there's anything else I could do to improve the channel? And also, would you guys like to see more gameplay of Pokemon with adventurous episodes? I want to hear from you guys. Leave your comments down below in the comment section, and I want to know what you guys think. Feel free to share and subscribe for more videos like these. Well, anyways guys, until next time, this has been K7. Have fun in all of your new Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon randomized battles. See you guys later. Peace.